Oh man, dude. Exhale, British Columbia. The Vancouver Canucks, for the first time in 10 years, have finally defeated the New Jersey Devils in New Jersey. They've only beaten the Devils 2 times in the last 17 games. They never win against this team. It sucks. Heading into tonight's game, after the St. Louis meltdown that we had saw 2 nights ago, I was like, okay, how the hell are the Canucks gonna play against the gosh darn Devils? They suck against New Jersey. They can never seem to get one over. A New Jersey Devils team that finds a way consistently over the years to overwhelm what it is Vancouver presents on the ice. New Jersey always gets it done, and it's frustrating. Even more so now because of the Quinn Hughes, Luke Hughes, Jack Hughes thing that everybody loves to talk about. And so when it comes to Hughes-a-Palooza Part 2, I was a little bit concerned. But then we had the news that one of the 3 Hugheses on these 2 teams would actually not be playing. Jack Hughes got injured yesterday, apparently, against the Chicago Blackhawks. And that's another thing, too. The Devils are on the second half of a back-to-back. Vancouver, all things considered, should have had this in the bag when you look at it circumstantially. And, for a moment, they did. The deserve to win-o-meter on moneypuck.com was at a constant 80-85% for most of the game. Even at the end of the game, it was like 80%, 77%-ish. Vancouver dominated this game, and they should have dominated this game. We know what they're capable of this season. We know how they're playing when they're at their best. This team should have, under all of these circumstances, taken it to the Devils. But still, this New Jersey team finds a way to make it interesting. Now, heading into tonight's game, we had ourselves the Lotto line get reunited. You had Elias Pettersson on the wing, JT Miller at center, and Brock Boeser on the right wing. Now, before y'all call it out in the comments, no, that's not the true Lotto 649 line, because Boeser needs to be on the left wing and Miller needs to be on the right in order for it to be 649. That's how it works. It wasn't even like that during the original Lotto line. Miller was on the left side and Boeser was on the right. So if you wanted to go off of semantics, then even at the beginning, 3 years ago or 4 years ago or whenever it was, it should have been the Lotto 946 line. But who cares? It's the Lotto line. It's still Boeser, Miller, and Petey together. And for the most part, they did their thing in cashing in. This game saw so much offense from these 3 guys, plus Quinn Hughes, that ultimately, if you're a fantasy nut like me, and you have Pettersson, Miller, and Hughes each on your team, this was ultimately the game that you needed. They started things off with a goal. Brock Boeser looks to have gotten his 25th goal on the year. Just kidding, JT Miller was in the crease. And Nico Daws, the goaltender for New Jersey, had his stick in between Miller's legs, which I guess was the damning factor as to what called this goal off. It was a long shot from the point that Boeser tipped on goal, and Boeser got the rebound and put it in the empty cage, but as we had said, Miller was in the crease, no goal, 0-0 game still. And for the rest of the first period, there was sort of this unease in my viewing of the game, because I was like, wait a minute, Vancouver just keeps on getting chance after chance after chance, and the end of the period comes. It's a 0-0 game. The Canucks could have been up 1-0, but it was called back. This is totally going to be a New Jersey win, isn't it? The Devils have had only a few chances here, but the ones they do get feel super dangerous, so this is going to be one of those games, right, where Vancouver gets completely goalied, and thankfully, that's completely dispelled within the first few minutes of the second period, because all it takes is 4 minutes and 37 seconds for Vancouver to strike thrice. You have Quinn Hughes back to Filip Hronek at the point. He takes a long shot, and it's tipped in by Elias Pettersson. 1-0 Vancouver, 41 seconds in. Give it 2 minutes later, and eventually, the Canucks have so much pressure, they're cycling it around in the offensive zone. It's like a power play, but it's not. It's 5-on-5. The Devils got caught. They're exhausted. The shots at this point are heavily in Vancouver's favor. And you have yourselves a long shot by Boeser that eventually deflects over to Miller. He kind of kicks it in. Not really. He's trying to stop, and the puck goes off of his foot and in. It's a 2-0 hockey game after the Vancouver Canucks apply some tremendous pressure. There you go. That's the points that you needed. Miller gets his 17th on the year, assisted by Boeser and Hughes. And then just another minute after that, The Canucks get things back going the opposite way on a very nice rush. Ian Cole drops it over for Pettersson as they enter the zone. Pettersson goes to the left. He sees that JT Miller is open across the ice, and Petey whips a pass right through the slot to JT, who takes the one-timer and who scores. It's 3-0 Vancouver at this point in the game. The shots are like 24-6, something crazy like that. The Canucks just completely dominated this game. And I did myself the favor of checking out what Devils fans were saying about this, because they were kind of freaking out in their subreddit saying, wait a minute, we suck without Jack Hughes. What's going on? This team just cannot defend. It was all good for Vancouver, right? And then Colin Miller scores a goal. Okay, long slap shot from the point. Not ideal, but it's still a 3-1 game. And then with 23 seconds left in the third, Erik Haula scores. The Devils have a rush. Luke Hughes goes up to Jesper Bratt. Bratt takes it over the line and then centers it out for Haula. This is a bad play by Tyler Myers. He completely loses his man, but Haula walks right in and snipes it over Demko. Okay, it's a 3-2 game. And then right before the period ends, Conor Garland takes the puck in on a wraparound, taking away all the momentum, restoring the 2-goal lead, and giving Vancouver essentially what was owed to them. Like, they were so good from a scoring chances perspective that a 2-goal lead was the least that they deserved in this game at the end of the second period. Conor Garland gets it done. Beautiful wraparound attempt, assisted by Dakota Joshua and Carson Soucy, who's back in the lineup. And then in the third period, you have yourselves Vancouver getting shot out of a cannon once again. You have a brilliant rush where Quinn Hughes goes up to Brock Boeser. Boeser centers it out for Pettersson, and Petey just walks right in, makes no mistake. What a great play here by the Vancouver Canucks to get things going in the third and restoring a 3-goal lead. Pettersson gets 2 goals and an assist in this game. The Canucks are up 5-2. Everything's looking good, and then the Devils start to apply pressure. And I was starting to get worried. And then the Devils scored. Colin Miller got a second of the game. This is a play where the Canucks are just kind of held in their own zone. They completely leave the right point man open. Colin Miller gets it. He winds up and he fires. It's in the back of the net. Okay, that's a pretty easy goal. 1 minute later, same play. Brendan Smith scores. The guy that we had talked about who injured Conor Bedard yesterday. He takes another long slap shot from the point on the right side. The Canucks are completely losing their coverage in their own zone, and a New Jersey team without Jack Hughes is able to pot 3 goals from the same gosh darn spot. These are not expected goals. These are just long shots that are going by everybody because the point man is open and Demko can't make the save. Like, the deserve to win meter was still at the 80-point percentile for Vancouver. Like, the Canucks had an 80% odds of winning this game at most points throughout this game, despite the constant goals coming from New Jersey at that one spot. I was already going doomer mode. I was like, yeah, they're going to lose. Like, the Canucks are going to find a way to blow this game. You could feel the momentum. You could feel the heat coming from this team. The Devils took the heat from the depths of hell itself and are starting to bring it, emanating it through our TV screens, and then Rick Tocchet calls a timeout, which I liked. Kind of calmed the team down. Sure, the Canucks, once they started playing again, they gave up a few extra chances to New Jersey, and the Devils started taking those long slap shots again. It started to really get on my nerves, but Demko started to make the saves. The Canucks started to hang on. Dakota Joshua took a penalty with 3 minutes to go. Seemed like a total damning moment for the game, but they killed it off. Dakota Joshua comes back onto the ice. The Devils have the empty net, and it's eventually chipped out into the middle by Teddy Bluger, of all people. Dakota Joshua ends up taking it. He throws it back to Miller, who has a chance to get the hat-trick goal, but Miller says, no, I'll feed it to Joshua instead. Joshua comes in over the line. He has to fight off the check of a few Devils before putting the puck into the open cage, getting the empty net goal, and sealing things down 6-4. The fact that New Jersey scored 4 goals in this game, especially considering those kinds of goals that they scored, just complete demoralizing stuff. But the Vancouver Canucks capitalized on what was a Lotto line reunion and ended off the night with 3 points each for Miller, Pettersson, and Hughes. Brock Boeser also got himself 2 assists in this game, so there you go. The Canucks are starting to trek up once again, and heading into the New York Rangers game on Monday, this is kind of the wake-up call that they needed. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Vancouver Canucks against the New Jersey Devils, how they beat a Jack Hughes-less New Jersey team on the second half of a back-to-back after they almost choked it away. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Trolls99, and bye.